Alright guys, I'm doing this video because like yesterday I was completely on my ass, okay? Today's Monday, I just got done working out. I don't work out on the weekends, but like Saturday had a little bit of a sniffle, you know, kind of thought my allergies were screwing with me a little bit. Sunday I was just on my ass, no energy whatsoever, like the back of my throat was totally dry, I just felt terrible. You know, laid in bed, covered up, bundled up in clothes, sweat. Then I took everything off, and then I was freezing, then I put everything back on, sweat. I spent the whole night basically just sweating all over. I just, you know, the bed was just completely soaked with water from the way I was sweating. And, you know, Saturday night, like the prelude to feeling really bad, I was starting to look up because I hadn't had any carbohydrates in like over a week, like 8 days, okay? Carbohydrates to speak of, you know, some slip in. So I looked up like keto flu and does the keto flu exist and whatever. It turns out basically I think that I had like an actual flu yesterday. I think that I was actually sick because the keto flu doesn't give you like a, you know, doesn't give you like, you know, fever and sneezing and stuff like that. It just basically means you feel like crap. Honestly, I've never had the keto flu, okay? But, you know, when you have people that talk about lacking energy and stuff when they're on a low-carb diet, this is basically what I say. You know, I don't think I've had a problem with it because, first of all, what I do when I'm on a low-carb diet is I definitely make sure I drink at least a gallon of water a day, okay? I keep my fats high and I keep my calories high. What I've been doing, for instance, until Sunday, yesterday, was I was only on like 1,800 calories a day, which is not a lot when you consider the amount of energy that I use when I do my plyometrics, burpee, jump rope interval, whatever workouts. That burns massive amounts of energy. So that's very little actually. So I upped my calories, okay? What I did is when I was drinking raw eggs, okay, I went ahead and I mixed them with, for every egg, I mixed like 1 fluid ounce of half and half. It tastes better, it mixes better, and also it adds a lot of calories, mostly from fat, okay? So I definitely upped my calories. I would, even on a cutting diet in general, I do performance-based training. That means I would rather have a couple calories more, be able to kill it in the gym, and therefore be able to get in shape than to like, you know, eat as few calories as possible, be miserable, have shitty workouts, and just basically, you know, lose weight because I'm starving myself. So, like I said, when I didn't feel very well, I upped my calories. I always drink a lot of water. And another thing that I did is I ran out and I grabbed some cheap bouillon cubes, okay? This is what I had a lot of yesterday on Sunday. This is, as a matter of fact, what I'm drinking right now, okay, instead of coffee. You know, it has a lot of salt, and people are like, oh my God, salt's terrible. Well, it's not really. You need salt. And one of the reasons why people talk about keto flu is something that I noticed in the Army. If you sweat a lot, if you drink a lot of water, what you're doing is you're flushing electrolytes out of your body. You're drinking clean water, and then you're sweating electrolytes, and then you're drinking clean water, and you're sweating electrolytes. And at some point, you have no electrolytes, and everything's fucked up. I remember there were a couple places around North Carolina, around Fort Bragg, where I was working, where people would just come in, they'd just be like totally out of it. You know, they'd be like doing like land navigation, and they'd be like looking at you or laying down, and they'd be counting like the steps, like when you do land navigation with a compass, you count the steps to know how far you've gone to, like 61, 62, 63, you know, and it's like they don't even know where the hell they're at. And the reason is because our electrolytes are jacked. So they would have to take something called oral rehydration salts, which is basically like, it's like a cheap version of Gatorade. It's a packet you put in your canteen, you drink it to go ahead and replace all the electrolytes you're sweating out. So that's something that I definitely recommend. Like I said, drink a lot of water. If you feel like you're craving salt, or if you feel like, you know, like you're dehydrated, go ahead and start drinking some bouillon, okay? You know, drink like a couple cubes of bouillon a day. You know, I have nothing against putting salt on my steak, okay, when I eat it. Definitely started doing that again yesterday. Like I said, make sure your calories are sufficient, your water intake, and your intake of electrolytes, and you'll probably be fine. Like I said, honestly, I've never had the keto flu. I had the actual flu or some actual sickness yesterday, but like I said, even with that, the way I get out of it is by like increasing my water intake even more. Sodium if I feel like it, just putting salt on things or drinking bouillon to increase my sodium intake to actually help my water retention, okay? And like I said, make sure that your calories are high enough. Usually on a keto diet it means adding some fat.